Imagine handing out keys to a brand new corporate office building. You definitely wouldn't give every single employee a master key that unlocks every door, the server room, and the CEO's office, right? Instead, you'd hand out single room keys or maybe floor passes based on exactly what that person needs to do their job. Well, this is the exact logic behind role-based access control, or RBAC, in Microsoft 365. For your AB 900 exam, understanding RBAC is absolutely crucial. It's basically the structured approach we use to securely distribute administrative responsibilities. It ensures that no single person has unchecked power over your organization's security, compliance, or service configurations. So let's dive in and uncover exactly how this all works together. To get you fully prepared, we're going to climb the concept ladder through 6 key areas today. We'll start with the basics, move on to assigning predefined roles, tackle custom roles, and then look at how to securely delegate, monitor, and finally implement all of this.
So think of a role simply as a permission to do a very specific task. A role group then acts like a container for one or more of those roles. When you add a user or a group of users to that role group, they consume those permissions. This perfectly illustrates something called the principle of least privilege. That means we're granting users only the access they need and absolutely nothing more. Technically speaking, in Microsoft 365, this setup allows for the separation of duties. Think of a standard corporate setup. Your IT support team manages user accounts, your compliance team accesses audit logs, and your communications team manages Microsoft Teams. By assigning role groups correctly, you ensure no single group has excessive control. For the AB 900 exam, you really must remember that separating roles, like keeping your global administrator entirely separate from your billing administrator, drastically reduces the risk of fraud, privilege abuse, and accidental configuration errors.
Okay, let's talk about our first tool for doing this: assigning predefined admin roles using Microsoft's built-in templates. Picture predefined roles kind of like a restaurant staff. The head chef has highly specific tools and stations they use, and the waitstaff have completely different areas they access. They each have preset tasks they just can't deviate from. In Microsoft 365, these built-in roles are super fast to assign, and they cover the most common administrative functions you'll run into. So if you hire a new Exchange administrator, you just assign them the Exchange admin role. Boom. This grants them access to email settings but strictly blocks them from broader permissions over SharePoint or Teams. On the flip side, we have custom roles, which are much more granular, and we'll get to those in a second. But why do predefined roles matter so much? Well, they actively prevent something called privilege creep. Privilege creep is that scary phenomenon where an employee changes departments maybe 3 times over 5 years, and suddenly they hold the digital keys to modify payroll, delete the company intranet, and read everyone's email. No way. That is a massive security vulnerability. Knowing how predefined roles lock down access to only specific services is a core concept you need to know for your exam. Technically, making this happen is practically seamless. You just select your user, pop into the Microsoft 365 Admin Center, assign the role, and access is granted. The interface is incredibly user-friendly. You literally just search for a user or group, review the permissions, and assign the role with a few clicks. Oh, and for your AB 900 context, keep this in mind. If you need to do this for a huge group, say assigning the help desk admin role to 50 new support technicians at once, you can use PowerShell. It triggers powerful bulk assignments across your support team, which saves you a tremendous amount of manual clicking. But what if those built-in options don't quite fit? That brings us to creating and assigning custom roles for more granular permissions. Imagine you have an outside contractor coming in to fix the air conditioning in your office building. You'd give them a temporary visitor badge that only opens the mechanical room, right? You absolutely wouldn't give them full employee building access. Sometimes predefined roles are just a bit too broad, and that's exactly where custom roles come into play. To build that digital visitor badge in Microsoft Entra ID, you follow 3 exact technical steps. First, you define permissions. You look at this massive list of potential rights, like reading directory data or managing devices, and select only what is absolutely required. Like maybe creating a role that allows someone to read audit logs but strictly excluding any permission to modify them. Second, you assign scope. This limits the role's power to specific groups, departments, or resources. And third, you assign groups. You simply tie this newly created custom role to the appropriate security groups. This logic is so critical for the AB 900 exam. Scoping is literally your secret weapon here. If the marketing department needs to manage Teams channels just for their own projects, you define that need, set the scope to only the marketing group, and assign it. This perfectly maintains that principle of least privilege we talked about earlier. The impact is strictly limited to their department, completely preventing them from accessing or messing with other departments' Teams channels. Using custom roles ensures that a contractor or a specialized employee can do their exact job without ever exposing the rest of the company's data. Now, let's look at how we actually delegate these responsibilities securely for safe management. Think of a logistics company managing a massive fleet of delivery trucks. You hand the truck keys to a driver at the start of their shift, but those keys are automatically revoked and returned the exact second their shift ends. Secure delegation means permissions are granted thoughtfully, monitored continuously, and revoked immediately when they're no longer needed. To execute this technically, you'll want to follow 3 best practices. First up, use security groups for role assignment rather than assigning roles directly to individuals. This is huge. When a technician leaves the IT team, simply removing them from the IT support group instantly revokes their admin rights. This prevents dangerous, orphaned permissions from just sitting idle on your network. Second, regularly review role assignments to catch any outdated access, like, a contractor who still has SharePoint admin rights 3 months after their project ended. And third, document role definitions and assignments. This gives you concrete transparency during a compliance audit, proving exactly why a specific user group holds a specific digital key. All right, granting access is one thing, but we also have to monitor and audit those roles by tracking admin activity. Imagine running a high-end retail store. You wouldn't just lock the doors at night. You leave the security cameras running 24/7 to record exactly who opens the cash register and when. Well, in Microsoft 365, your security cameras are your monitoring and auditing tools. First, you'll review audit logs in the Microsoft Purview portal. This gives you a really comprehensive record of all admin activities and role changes, helping you spot any unauthorized behavior. Second, you track role assignments in the Microsoft Entra Admin Center. This lets you monitor who actually has admin roles and identify any weird access patterns. Third, you set up automated alerts for critical role changes. For the AB 900 exam, you've got to know how to spot anomalies. If a user is suddenly assigned the highly sensitive global admin role at 3 a.m. outside of normal business hours, an automated alert will notify you immediately so you can investigate the potential threat. Finally, let's wrap up with some implementation best practices and rollout strategies. Think of a head chef creating a brand new recipe. They don't just throw it on the menu for 100 paying customers on a busy Friday night. No, they cook a small batch and taste test it with the kitchen staff first. Deploying role-based access control effectively requires that exact same careful testing. First, start with a pilot group. Test the new role assignments with a small, representative group to gather feedback and catch any restrictive permission issues before you do a full company rollout. Second, lean on those built-in templates. Microsoft provides pre-configured role templates that really accelerate deployment and drastically reduce your manual effort. Third, educate your users. Training your admins on the principles of RBAC and the importance of least privilege fosters a true culture of security and compliance. It ensures everyone actually understands the risks of overprivileging accounts. Test pilot, refine role, deploy securely. This is your ultimate roadmap. For the AB 900 exam, remember that continuously validating role assignments through this process is what completely cements the concept of least privilege in your organization. By carefully testing, refining, and automating your RBAC deployments, you eliminate manual errors and completely secure your Microsoft 365 environment. So, ask yourself, if an audit happened in your organization today, how many of your single-room keys are secretly acting like master building keys?